You'll need your strap. Your knees are gonna be bent. You're gonna have the strap underneath your feet. And depending upon the length of your strap, you're gonna either, if you want it to be shorter, the strap shorter, it'll work your arms a little bit more. But if you're just feeling like just warming them up, you can keep the strap long by grabbing closer to the ears. You're gonna have your feet about sit bone distance apart. Push your tailbone into the mat to find a neutral spine. And we're just gonna bend your elbows to make a 90-degree angle, holding that strap. We're gonna take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you pull your ribs down and lift your hips up. Coming up into a bridge, really trying to keep the ribs away from the ceiling. And then inhale to lower down and straighten the arms. Exhale, lift the hips, bend the elbows. Lower the hips, straighten the arms. Now, if you want to make this more challenging at any point, you float your knees. Sorry, not your knees. You float your elbows, the knees of your arms. So you bend and straighten. Good. Bend and straighten. Lift the hips, bend the elbows. And we're focusing on the heels right now, trying to get that back line of the legs to engage, that posterior chain. As you just lift the hips, bend the elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're gonna pause with hips lifted, elbows bent. Take an inhale here, exhale. With your 90-degree angle, you're just gonna start to punch above you towards your head, trying to keep that 90-degree angle, bringing the elbows towards the ceiling. Now, dependent upon your strap length, you may have to release the strap and then just engage the muscles on your own. So you find what works for you as you keep your hips lifted, and we're just pulsing those elbows up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the elbows down, straighten the arms out, lower the hips down. Take a big inhale. Now from here, you're just gonna release the strap, let it rest still underneath your feet. Bring your heels closer to your sits bones, and we're gonna lift your hips up again into a bridge. And once you're up in that bridge, let's lift your heels up. So you're on the balls of the feet as if you're in high heels. And then from here, you lower the hips down, keeping those heels lifted. We're just gonna lower and lift the hips. Heels are lifted. So for those that have done reformer work, it's as if we're doing footwork. Good. And the strap is just resting on the ground. Because the heels are lifted, we do not want there to be a slap of the strap. Heels are lifted. Good. And we're lowering and lifting the hips for 5, 4, 3, 2. And on this one, let's lift the hips up and hold. Push the ribs down away from the ceiling. So you're in your bridge, your heels are lifted, your hips are lifted, and we're just gonna drop the heels to the ground, keeping your pelvis still. Lift the heels up. So we're doing calf raises, lowering and lifting the heels well up into this bridge. Now focus on your core here. See if you can pull the ribs down. Find that triangle, meaning that low abdominals, and see if you can imprint onto your sacrum for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels all the way down. We're just gonna bring your right leg to tabletop, straighten it up towards the ceiling. Grab behind the knee and gently pull this knee towards you, keeping the leg straight. Just getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. And then let the leg push away from you. Then you're gonna pull the leg towards you. We're gonna hold 1, 2, release the leg, let the heel drop to the ground. Lift that straight leg up towards the ceiling. Hold, pulling the leg towards you. 1, 2, lower the leg back down. So we're getting a little bit of a stretch in the hamstring here. Lift the leg back up, pull the leg towards you. Hold 1, 2, lower the leg down, letting the heel touch the ground. Good. Lift the leg back up. This is gonna be the last one. You're gonna hold 1, 2. Then you're going to bring that leg so that it's directly in line with your hip. That leg is still straight up towards the ceiling. Right leg, you're gonna let your hands rest on the ground. We're gonna be doing a single leg bridge here. You lift your hips up, you lower your hips down. You lift your hips up as if you're trying to put a footprint on the ceiling with that right foot. Lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. So that right leg's still up towards the ceiling, and we're gonna lower it down till the knees are side by side, keeping the legs straight. This is gonna make the left glute work even harder for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that right knee, placing the foot on the ground. I have not forgotten about the other side, but while you're up in your bridge, turn out. So your knees go out to the side, and we're gonna bring the heels to squeezing together. So you're making this Pilates V, and you can adjust where your feet are. And then you're gonna lower your hips down. So your knees are turned out, your hips are turned out, your heels are squeezing together. Exhale, lift the hips up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift the hips up. Inhale to lower down. So we're in this Pilates V, lifting and lowering the pelvis. And pay attention to your ribs. See if you can actually keep them still. They don't lift up towards the ceiling at all. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. We're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on this one, you're lifting your hips up and holding. Now, squeeze your heels towards one another, getting those outer glutes to fire. That will also turn on your inner thighs. And check in with the ribs, get the core engaged, pulling down. Check in with your pelvis. You want neutral. So there's a little bit of a curve in your low back, and we're holding for 5, holding for 4, 3, 2, and now you're gonna lift your heels and lower your heels in this turnout. So you're lifting and lowering the heels. Feel that turn on the hamstrings. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 5, 4, keeping the pelvis still, your heels just lift and lower. 1, and now lower your hips all the way down. Bring your knees together, turning your feet to parallel. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Straighten it up towards the ceiling. Grab behind that left leg. Pull the leg towards you, hold 1, 2, lower the leg down, letting the heel touch the ground, and lift the leg up. If you'd like to, you can curl up into an ab crunch here as long as it feels okay in your neck. But this is really about the stretch of this left hamstring. You pull 1, 2, drop the leg down, lift the leg up, hold 1, 2, lower the leg down. On this one, we're gonna pull, hold 1, 2, then lower the head and shoulders if it's lifted. Release the leg till it's directly up towards the ceiling in line with your hip. And we're gonna do this single leg bridge here. Inhale here, exhale, lift the hips up, lower the hips down. Lift the pelvis up, same thing as the hips, lower them back down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. For 5, good. Exhale for 4. Feel the core pull down as your glutes lift up for 3, 2, and on this one, we're gonna lift and hold. Hold. Check in with your pelvis, make sure it's squared and even. Lower that left leg down till your knees are side by side. Close those ribs, get the core engaged, and we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that left knee, place the foot on the ground, lower your hips all the way down. From here, you're gonna do a pelvic tilt to flatten out the low back. Hands come behind the head, supporting the neck. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your ribs down, curling the head and shoulders up. Press the head back into the hands, turning off the neck flexors. You're gonna bring your right leg to tabletop, then your left leg to tabletop. At any point, this gets too much, you can place one of your legs down, and let's reach your right leg forward and hold. Play around with the height of your leg. The closer your right leg is to the ground, the more work it's gonna be for your core. If it gets into the low back, you send the leg higher up. So find the length that you can maintain and hold. That right leg's just straight out in front of you. Now, pull the core down as you open the right leg and close the right leg. Open and close. Open, close. Good. Open and find that the only movement that's happening in the body is the leg. You actively push out of the foot to get everything in your leg to fire for 3. Press the head into the hands for 2. Last 1. Bend the leg into tabletop. Lower the head and shoulders. Active recovery here. Inhale. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders back up. Now we're going to straighten the left leg out in front of you. Hold. Find that length that you can maintain, pushing out of the hip as low as works for you. And now from here, holding, let's open and close the left leg without letting anything in the body move. Good. Open, close. Good, Mac. Nice, Andrea. Y'all got it. Good. Marie, see if you can push, try to touch the wall with that left leg. Push, 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 push. Yes. Last 2. 1 and 2. Bend both legs into tabletop. Lower the head and shoulders down. Straighten both legs up towards the ceiling. Grab behind your knees. Pull the legs gently towards you, getting a stretch for the hamstrings. Then let the legs come back up towards the ceiling. Remember, your low back is flat. We're going to curl your head and shoulders up from here, grabbing behind the knees. Good. Draw the shoulder blades down at any point. If it's ever too much into the neck, you rest the head and shoulders. Lower your left leg down, switch both hands behind the right knee. Good. So we're going to do these scissor kicks and you switch. Now your hands come behind your other knee and feel how you can pull that leg towards you, getting a deeper hamstring stretch while still working your core. And we're just going to keep it slow as you switch and switch. Now, if this ever gets into anybody's back, you can turn it into a bending the knee in towards your chest. So if the straight legs is too much, you'll bend the knee in towards your chest when it's towards the ceiling. For 5, 5, 4, 4. Good. 3, 3, 2. Listen to your body. If you need to break, please do. 1, 1. Bend both knees in. Lower the head and shoulders. Place one foot down, then the other foot down. Reach down for your strap. Find your strap, and you're going to place it in your hands. Now, the closer your hands are together, the heavier the strap will be. So you find the tension that works for you. Words will eventually come out. Turn the palms to face your knees. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears, from underneath the armpit. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to lift your hips up and open the arms out to the side. Lower the hips and bring the arms back towards the ceiling. Lift the hips, open the arms. Good. Close the arms, lower the hips. Continue going. Lift the hips, open the arms, pushing into those heels. Lower the hips. Good. Close the arms. 2 more. And then you're going to pause with your hips lifted. That's 1. And on this one, let's pause. Hips lifted, arms are out to the side. Now, everyone, check in with your wrists. You want your knuckles towards the walls. Your thumbs are towards the ceiling, making sure that your wrist is not adducting or abducting, meaning it's not drawing towards you or pushing away from you. And you're holding here. Now, we're going to just alternate. Straighten your left leg straight out in front of you and hold. Now, your right arm is going to come up towards the ceiling and then open back out to the side. Just the right arm. That left arm stays reaching out to the wall. Good. That right arm is going up towards the ceiling and then back out to the side. Now, as that right arm lifts up towards the ceiling, you bring the left leg towards the ceiling. And then you lower the left leg in front of you as you open the right arm out to the side. We're having your body work in 2 different planes of movement on opposite sides of the body. So we're doing a little bit of brain work, creating new neural pathways, challenging the brain to work your sides opposite for 3, for 2, last 1. Then you're gonna bend that left knee. Your arms are still out to the side, pushing into the strap. Both feet are on the ground. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. As you lift the right leg towards the ceiling, bring your left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Lower your left arm out to the side as you lower your right leg in front of you. Lift. Good. And lower. Lift. Mac, try to get your left arm to reach towards the chair on your left. Yes. Good. Y'all got it. For 3, 2. Last 1. Lift the arm and leg towards the ceiling. Bring both arms towards the ceiling. Bend your knee, place your foot down on the ground, and lower your hips down. Shake the legs out, shake the arms out. Place that strap aside for a second. Bring your hands behind your head, supporting the neck again. Now, with that, when you had the strap in your hand and you were trying to touch the sides of the room, you were getting those shoulders down away from those ears. Bring the hands behind the head and still reach your elbows out to the sides of the room. Actively separate your shoulder blades. Hands come behind the head, support the neck. Curl your head and shoulders off the mat. Press your head into your hands. So you want to feel as if your shoulder blades are separating and you're curled up. Flatten out that low back. Bring your right leg to tabletop. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Straighten your right leg straight out in front of you and hold. Bring your right armpit towards your left knee as you rotate into a side crunch. And then you're going to switch. Right leg comes to tabletop. Left leg straightens out. Left armpit towards right knee. And then switch. We're going to continue alternating sides and switch. But this is about going slowly. Go slow. Switch. 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 Good. Now remember, if it ever gets into the low back, you send that leg higher up for 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one on each side. 1, 1. Bring both legs to tabletop and hold. See if you can curl up a little bit higher. Now lower the head and shoulders down. Your legs are still in tabletop. You're going to take your hands. You can always place them underneath your low back if it ever gets into your low back. So you can always lift your pelvis and place your hands there. But from here, reach the legs forward. Bend them back in. Now your legs are pushing forward and your core pushes down. Your whole spine should be pushing into the mat. The lower your legs go, the harder it is on your abs. Squeeze your knees together to get your inner thighs to help stabilize. And remember that same idea, push out of the hips, trying to touch the walls. Good, Marie, just like that. Push out of the hips for 3, for 2. Last 1. Bend the legs into tabletop. Place one foot down, then the other foot down. Send your knees side to side, getting a stretch for your low back. Now, as you send your knees side to side, make sure your knees are on top of each other. We only have about 5 degrees of rotation in our lumbar spine. So you want to keep the knees together so that this rotation is supportive of your low back instead of, you're not trying to go for that pop. You're just trying to keep those knees squeezing together and let this twist happen in more of the thoracic. Okay. You're going to straighten both legs straight out in front of you. Straighten your arms towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades down. You're going to look down the nose to roll your spine all the way up. Good. Good, good, good. Let momentum help you if you need it. And then we're just going to hinge forward, getting a stretch for those hamstrings. We all have tight hamstrings, so it's always good to just stretch them out when you can. Sit up tall. Now, you're going to take the strap. We're not going to place it around the feet this time. We're really working on this chest opening, squeezing your shoulder blades together. As we do this, make sure you don't pop your ribs. You want your ribs pulling down towards your pelvis. Your palms are going to be facing the ground. You're going to have the strap in your hand. Now, it's as if you're pushing on top of a shelf. Push your shoulders down away from your ears by pushing down on a shelf. Don't let your hands lower below your shoulders. Good. Your knees are going to be slightly bent. You do a pelvic tilt to roll off your sit bones and back, just to the top of your sacrum. None of your vertebrae should be on the mat. And then you come back up. Now, slightly open your arms. Get your shoulders engaged, abducting. Roll back and hold. Feel how you're more stable up top. And we're going to just draw your right knee towards your chest. Place it back down. Then your left knee. Let your shoulders come away from your ears. Remember the good old-fashioned bobbleheads that we used to get at the baseball stadiums? Just let your head act as a bobblehead and just relax. Just make sure you don't make yourself dizzy by bobbling. Bring one knee up, then the other knee. One knee, then the other knee for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now, your strap is parallel to the ground. Keep your strap parallel to the ground. Let the shoulders pull down away from your ears. Come up and take a break at any point if you need to. Rotate your torso to the right. Good. And then rotate back to center. Rotate your torso to the left. And look, the strap stays parallel the whole time. Your knees stay squeezing together. Don't let them shift. If they're shifting, that means you're rotating your pelvis, and that's getting into the lumbar spine, which we do not want to have happen. 2 more. 1, 1, 2, 2. Bring those arms back to center. Come all the way up. Let the strap rest on the ground. Round the shoulders forward and back. We're going to come up to an all fours position now. So you're just going to flip to this all fours. And then from here, we're going to do something a little different, just getting your wrist ready for kind of this load. You're going to take your hands, scooting back, and you're just going to place the back of your hand down on the mat. Now, don't put all your weight into this hand. And then from here, just start to send your sits bones back slowly towards your heels, and we're stretching all up the forearm. And then you come back up. Remember, you're not putting weight into this wrist and that right arm. You just slowly come back, and you should be getting a stretch into your forearm. And then come back up. Last one. Reach back. Now, if it feels comfortable, or maybe you're not getting enough of a stretch, you can place more pressure into that hand. And then come back up. Then you're going to bring that palm back to the ground. Switch to the left arm. Yeah, now just try placing a little bit of weight into that left arm. The palms towards the ceiling, your fingers are towards you. As you send your sits bones back towards your heels. Good. Bring them back up. Sit bones back towards heels. Come on up. 2 more. Sits bones back towards heels. And up. Last one. Sit bones back towards heels. And then come up. Great. Shake the wrists out. Hands are going to come onto the mat again. Eyes of the elbows are going to be facing forward. The eyes of the elbows are the point in which the crease happens when you elbow bend. You get the eyes of the elbows forward. Separate the shoulder blades as you send one leg back, then the other leg into your plank. Now press into the pinky side of the hand a little bit harder. Eyes of the elbows are facing forward. Shoulder blades are separated. At any point, you can lower down to your knees, but you're holding into this plank. And now see if you can press your heart forward more slightly in between your shoulders. And we're holding. Good, Marie, for 5. Squeeze your glutes for 4. Good, Fabiana. Well done, Matt. Good. 2. Last one. You bend one knee down, then your other knee, and you're back into your all fours position. Keep those shoulder blades separated. Eyes at the elbows are going to be forward, and you're going to take your right leg and you're going to straighten it back behind you. Right leg straight back. Now bend just the knee, and the bottom of the foot goes towards the ceiling. We're going to put a footprint on the ceiling, lifting from your thut. Lift from the thut. Your pelvis does not move. So you want to make sure that it's just the femur, your thigh bone, moving within the pelvis. The pelvis stays completely still, and that will get more subtle action. Not to be confused with subtle action. It's subtle. I saw the head shake. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you're going to lift that foot up and hold. So now that right foot's lifted up towards the ceiling. Feel that thud. Now reach your left arm forward and hold. So you have that right foot towards the ceiling, left arm straight out in front of you. We're going to paint 5 circles with that left arm as that foot is lifted up towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, lift, 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 Mac, 2, good, 1, 5 circles the other direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, place that left hand down, place the knee back down, and bring yourself up to a high kneeling position. Shake your leg, shake your hands out. Ah, good job. So we're gonna do some, to let your wrists rest a second, we're gonna do some work for your rotator cuff. So you're gonna take your strap and you're gonna bring, I'm gonna give you a back view for a second. You're gonna bring your hands close together and kind of resting right on your glutes. And your palms are facing forward. Okay, and then from here, it's a small movement. Open the arms so that your hands are just outside. Good, and then bring them back in. Open and close. So having those arms, and now check in with your shoulders. You don't want them rolled forward. Let them roll back and down. Open and close. Good. Open and close. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Good. Now, just switch the grip of your hands. So now your palms are going to be facing behind you. And then from here, what we're going to do, you're going to open those arms just outside of your body and hold. So the hands, your palms are facing behind you. The hands are just outside of the body. Now, rotate from your shoulders to turn your palms to face forward. You can get your thumbs out of the way. And then rotate the palms to face behind you again. We rotate from the shoulders, turning the palms forward. Good. And then back behind you. And you want to make sure you have enough tension in the strap. So you're opening and then you close. You externally rotate and then back behind you. Good. 3 more. 3, palms face forward, palms face behind you. Palms face forward, palms face behind you. For 3 more. 3, 2, last 1. And then turn the palms to face behind you. Your thumbs are towards each other. Let the straps come back in. Shake that all out. So it's about getting that rotator cuff, getting the external rotators to happen. You want to keep that idea of external rotation in the shoulder as you come back to your all fours position. Get the eyes of the elbows forward. That's also external rotation. So from here, we're going to straighten your left leg back behind you. Float it up. Separate those shoulder blades. Push away from the ground. Feel your core pulling away. Bend that left knee, bottom of the foot's towards the ceiling. Flex the foot. Foot lift. You're going to lift that foot towards the ceiling with the knee bent. Lift. Good. Lift. 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 Push your pubic bone towards the ground. Marie, draw your ribs up away from the ground more. There it is. Lift. Good, Andrea. See if you can bend your knee a little bit more and push your head away from the ground. Lift the back of your head towards the ceiling. There it is. For 3, 2, lift that left foot up and hold. You're trying to put a heel print on the ceiling. Reach your right arm forward and hold. Find your balance here, holding. Now we're going to paint 5 circles with that right arm as you're lifting that heel towards the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hand down, bring the knee back down, and let's just go into a cat, cow. You round your spine up, and then as you exhale, you're going to press your sit bones out. Draw your knees towards each other as you inhale and round up. And then you're going to go exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Round up. Extend out. And then let yourself relax. Shake your hands out. Grab your strap again. Before we come to standing, we're going to do a little bit more work for those lower trap muscles. So what you're going to do, bring your hands closer towards one another. Then you bring your hands up above your head. I'm going to stay sitting. If it's more comfortable for you to do this standing, get into a comfortable position here. Good. Now with those arms above your head, just bring those shoulders up into your ears and feel how that doesn't feel great. So then you want to feel that idea of drawing your shoulders down, and they feel like they're going to come down and underneath the armpits. So that's where that's the motion we want, down and underneath the armpits. Now, your wrists are going to stay on top of your elbows as you open your arms out to the side slightly. Draw the shoulders down. Let the strap come in front of your eyes as you bend your elbows, and then straighten the arms, bring those hands back towards each other. If you want more tension, you just bring those hands closer together. The important thing is the wrists stay on top of the elbows. You press your elbows out to the sides of the rooms and pull your shoulder blades down as you pull the strap in front of you. Straighten the arms up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, straighten up. This is a very important exercise as we all have been sitting at the computer more. Exhale, pull down. This gets the shoulders down away from the ears, and then straighten back up. Last one. You're going to bend those elbows. Now the elbows should be slightly underneath the shoulders. Your wrists are on top of your elbows. I'm going to just get a little closer. And now from here, you're going to just rotate your palms towards the ground. Your elbows don't move in space. You keep that pressure out. Take a look. Are your wrists in line with your elbows still? Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Marie, drop your hands just a little bit lower. Then turn your palms to face forward. Turn your palms to the ground. Turn your palms to face forward. We're again doing that external and internal rotation of the shoulder joint. Palms to the ground, but we're keeping that load in the strap. Good. Palms to the ground, palms forward. Last one, palms to the ground and hold. Now keeping those shoulders down, the wrists are still in line with the elbows. Reach your arms forward. Bend your elbows back in. Your hands stay in as if they're on a track, on a straight line. Your elbows will slightly come in. You pull back out. You should start to feel those triceps a little bit, and maybe your middle deltoid, middle of your shoulder for 3, for 2. Remember, shoulders away from the ears. If this gets into the neck, you just drop your hands down a little bit. Arms are going to go straight out in front of you, and you're going to hold. Let's paint 5 circles with just the left arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 the other direction. 5, 4. You want to keep that tension in the strap the whole time as if your arms are separated. 1. Let's switch to the right arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring your arms in. Ooh, round the shoulders forward and back. Feel that nice kind of activation all up. It's okay to feel this work coming up into the neck, and then just let it relax, draw down. Okay, let's bring yourself up to this high kneeling. You're gonna still have your strap in hand. Let's bring your left foot in front of you. And it's gonna be directly in the middle of the strap. Okay, you're gonna turn your palms to face forward, and you wanna grab a good amount of the strap. And check to make sure that the strap is underneath the heel of the foot. You want it underneath the heel. And then from here, just bend and straighten your elbows. I realize I say just quite a bit. It's maybe more than a just bend and straighten your elbows. So we're doing a bicep curl. As you bend and straighten. Good. Bend. Mac, I'm getting you a new strap today, so this will be a little bit easier, I guess on Saturday. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you're gonna pause with those elbows bent as close to your shoulders as you can, and then lean more weight into your front heel. And we're gonna just tap the ball of the foot. So you're bent, you have your elbows bent, and you're tapping the ball of the foot as if you're a drummer doing a kick drum. And your elbows are bent, and you want to keep your back straight even as you hinge forward. And we're trying to work, I know this is your favorite, Marie, we're working your shin for 5, 4, 3, at any point if it's too much, yep, you can place that strap on the ground, 2, and then you're going to straighten your arms down. Let go of the strap. Then you're in this forward hinge. Check to make sure your front knee is on top of your front ankle. You want that direct 90-degree angle. And we're gonna straighten your back leg. Noticing that your front knee doesn't really move from being on top of your ankle. Great, Mac, just like that. Now, put more weight into the front foot as we lift and lower the heel. Lift the heel, lower the heel. Now we're working again, that back line, and see if you can always keep your back heel from touching the ground. Don't let it lower all the way, sorry, your front heel. Don't let that front heel touch the ground. It's lifting and lowering that front heel. And it's never fully coming to the ground. Lift, good, and lower. For 5, feel that hamstring. For 4, and the calf. 3, 2, we're gonna do some balance work here. Place that heel down. Front knee is on top of front ankle. Always take a break if you need to. This is a lot of work. We're gonna arabesque up, keeping that front knee on top of the front ankle. You straighten and come up. Good, and then lower back down. Yes, you can always move to grab a wall or something to balance with. Straighten that front leg to come up. Draw the shoulders on for stability. Then just bend that front knee and it sends your body back. Stays on top of the ankle. Good, Matt. Straighten to come up. Good, Andrea. Lower back down. Last 2, straighten to come up. It's good to struggle with the balance. It makes you work your core more. Lower back down and then straighten to come up. Inhale here, exhale, lower that foot back down. Now, hinge your hips back forward. That back leg is gonna be straight. Front knee is on top of front ankle, and let's just lower that back knee to the ground. Just lower that back knee to the ground. Bring your knees side by side. And then from here, widen your knees, and you can do like a hula hoop. I have not done a hula hoop in years. And then change direction of that hula hoop. Just gonna stretch your abductors. Okay, come back up. We're gonna bring your right foot forward now, grabbing your strap. Right foot is gonna step in the middle of the strap. Right on that heel. We're gonna again have it on the heel of the foot. And this time, your palms are gonna be facing your body. And then you're gonna turn so your thumbs are forward, the ears of the strap are coming out of the pinky side of your hand. So from here, you press your heel into the strap, you're gonna pull back and up. And then I'm also gonna hinge forward slightly, and I'm really pressing into the heel of my foot to make sure that strap does not hit me. That would not feel good. So you're getting that stabilization in that front foot, you pull the arms back, you bring the arms forward. Pull back and forward, back and forward. For 5, good. 4, 3, 2, and let's pull back and hold. Okay, you're hinged forward here. Let's just bend the elbows and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, working your triceps. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms all the way down to your side. Release the strap. You can bring your hands onto your knee to place a little bit more weight into your front leg. And let's tap the ball of the foot. Almost, Fabiana. Tapping the ball of the foot. Good. Pushing into your heel. Lifting up as if you're a drummer. And this is working your whole front of your shin muscle. This is great for arch support, ankle support, and just all around ankle health. And check to make sure one of your ankle bones isn't rotated towards the ground. You want to be straight up in neutral. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest the foot down. Make sure that front knee is on top of the front ankle. You're going to hinge forward, tuck the toes of your back foot, straighten your back leg. Okay, and really get that downward pressure. And we're going to lift and lower your front heel. And now you want all 5 metatarsals. That's where your toe connects into your foot. You want all 5 metatarsals to be pressing into the ground as you lift that heel. Now remember, we're gonna let the heel not lower all the way down to the ground. So you're working kind of this mid-range of movement. So you lift and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's drop the heel down on the ground. Feel the activation from all the way from your sit bone down to your heel. And keep that front knee on top of the front ankle as you arabesque up. Just bend the knee, bringing the whole body weight back. Arabesque up, control back down. Good. Straighten the knee to come up, that front knee, and then bend that front knee to lower back down. Good. Up and down. 2 more. Feel that glute, feel the ankle working to stabilize you. Lower down. Last one. Up and hold. Pull the core in, draw the shoulders down. Find your balance here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop the foot back down behind you. You're in this deep lunge. Front knee is gonna bend on top of your front ankle and lower that back knee all the way down to the ground. Bring the knees together. Always take a nice big inhale. Bye, Fabiana. And then exhale. Bring your hands back down onto the mat. Let's round your spine up. And now feel your hips also press forward as you round up. And then you're going to extend, pressing your sits bones back. Let's do that one more time. Round up. Now, hopefully, I know I do feel a lot of glute engagement here. Let's see if you can keep this glute engagement. Find your neutral spine to start. We're going to keep this glute engagement in our planks. It's going to make the plank harder because more muscles are working, but you should feel more stable. So eyes of the elbows are forward. Press into the pinky side of your hand. Straighten your left leg back behind you and place that foot down and hold. See if you can actively turn that glute on like you just did when we were arabesquing and doing all that work. Keep that glute engaged as you straighten your other leg back. Now you do the work to keep your muscles working. That's a lot of work in a sentence. To keep your muscles engaged, you do the work. And we're holding here. Good, Marie. Good, Mac. Nice, Andrea, for 5. For 4. 3. 2. And 1 foot comes in and rests on the ground. Then the other knee comes in. You're just going to point your feet if that feels comfortable enough and press yourself back into a child's pose, reaching your arms forward, getting a stretch through the shoulders. Big inhale and big sigh out. By actually making noise with your breath, you're going to be toning your vagus nerve, which is very good for your nervous system. The ability to switch between your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems is regulated by your vagus nerve. Last one, inhale and exhale. Then you're going to slowly build your spine up to a sitting position. You're going to round your shoulders forward and back. If it feels comfortable enough to sit back on your heels, please do. Otherwise, find a position that feels good to you. Arms are going to come out to the side. We're going to bring left arm overhead. Right arm is going to come in front. We're going to side bend, trying not to let that left sit bone come off the ground. And we're thinking about expanding the ribs. Now we're going to do 2 big inhales into that left armpit, trying to expand your ribs. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale. And then at this time, as you exhale, pull the ribs down. Right arm overhead, left arm comes in front. Side bend. Keep that right sit bone pushing down. Big inhale into the armpit of that right side. Feel your lungs expand as they push into your ribs. And then exhale. Big inhale. And then exhale. Pull yourself up. Drop the arms down. Round the shoulders forward and back. Fantastic job, everybody. Happy Wednesday.